Okay, we all want to know how to find the best settings for our EA or robot or expert advisor to trade on our broker. So let's open up XM. XM is a pretty big broker and we like them a lot. So first thing I want to show you, when you open up the terminal, we're going to go for our backtester. And here we have the latest Euronus version, Scalper, version 1331. And just going to show you, we're just looking at last year's ticks. So that's 2022 for 5 months. You can go longer, but this broker only has tick data that goes back to um, May of 2021. And each broker is going to be a little bit different, but it's a live XM zero ultra account, not a standard, it's an ultra. So there's no commission, um, and the spreads are pretty good, and it's indicated by the hashtag. So there's two different symbol sets. There's the standard, which is just GBP USD with no hash, and then there's the ultralight, so or the zero account. So make sure you have that. And here we're looking at every tick based on real ticks, not every tick, not the 1 minute, not any of these other things, real ticks. So tick by tick data directly from the broker. And there is no commission, no custom commission, no changing anything here. This is all, everything is default. So you can see it here. We're just starting with $1,000 deposit, USD, put 500 to 1 leverage. I know that XM give 888 to 1, which is very generous and all that. No optimization at this stage. So we've got the latest Euronus version in here. Now, here it's just the default, our default settings. With this version, we have profiles for some of our better brokers. In this case, we're going to look at the XM settings. Now, here's what you have to do. First, you delete all of the settings in the symbol list. Make sure those are 0. And I typically run 5 orders max at 5% risk. Risk means at 5%, if one order hits the full stop loss, not just stops out, but hits the absolute worst stop loss, that will take 5% of your capital away from you. So the maximum death roll, you could say here, would be 5 orders times 5% risk. The most you could lose here on the worst day ever would be 25%. Okay, lots update mode. This just simply means it's going to readjust the risk per trade based on your current balance. So if your balance yesterday was $1,000 and today it's $2,000, it's going to base the risk percent on the $2,000. So every new trade. FIFA we don't care about. Now here for back testing, you want to switch this from auto to manual. And XM is still a 3-hour offset, but it's European daylight savings time. So important settings, we're going to choose the profile for XM, remove all the symbols out of the symbol list. I just keep 5 max orders and risk percent 5, update on new trade, manual uh, time mode with the European offset. Okay, so now I'm going to just close out of that because I want to show you, I've got all these symbols in the market watch. It says USD CAD, so let's pull that one out. Okay, so these are the symbols. You can add more symbols if you want, but I've just essentially just to show you, um, I've got all the majors on XM and all the minors. None of the exotics. They're just, it's not going to work. So standard, ultra, low, not the standard, standard, ultra, low with all the majors, all the minors. I know I'm going slow and repeating myself, but make sure these are the steps that you are taking. So now let's open up the backtester. And why did that change? I didn't save it. Okay. Again, we're just going to delete all the pairs. We're going to go for XM. We're going to do 5 orders, new trade, manual, EU. Now, what I'm going to do, and here's the magic. select all symbols in the market watch. So all those symbols that you have here, Uranus is going to backtest all of them with the May XM profile. So when you're ready, hit start. And if this is the first time that you're doing this, it's going to take some time because MetaTrader needs to download all the ticks from the broker. In my case, I've already done this. So it's download the ticks, but it's still going to do the back test. And I'm using a pretty powerful processor, the Ryzen 5950, and I've got local cores. I've got a bunch of local computers too if I really want to do some serious back testing. So we're just going to watch this thing finish. So it's saying it's finished. And now the magic, what's it going to tell us? So now if you look here, it's run a back test just on each symbol, one by one by one by one by one by one. So just to cut to how to find the best symbol or the best settings, I sort by recovery factor. And it's important to note what this is telling you. First, the profit. That out of 45 trades, it made $300 over the course of this year. And in this column, the result, this is the drawdown in dollars or whatever base currency you have on the account. So it made $300 and it only had $25 in actual in loss. So how to find the best settings? Well, it looks like pretty much all these settings are good, or all these symbols are good. I would say here, if I made $46 and I got 13 out of it, okay, out of 10 trades, that is okay. And then AUD NZD, wow, I made $131 at the cost of 48, so that's still pretty good. But this is kind of where it cuts off. $41 to make, and I've lost 30. That ratio is pretty high. And it did it in a lot of trades. So I would say here's my cutoff. So these pairs here are great. So really simply, I just export to this XML and I copy these and I just make a new text file, paste, and remove the hashtag out of there. And then I separate it by a comma, copy that. Now I take the optimization off, so it's disabled. I'm keeping GBP USD. The time frame doesn't matter. It could be anything, doesn't matter. Everything else exactly the same. So then I go to inputs. I'm keeping everything here exactly the same, but now I'm going to paste in those symbols and hit start. So now what's it doing? Well, Uranus tells you it's looking at all these symbols that you told it to. It's going to run the latest Scalper version 1331, starting from that date, and away we go. Again, your speed's going to vary depending on your processor. I usually take the grid lines off. And here it shows us the deposit load, which is basically how much margin you're using. We're only trading with 5% risk and 5 max lots, so it's not going to open more than 5 orders with 5% risk per trade. You can increase that up to 10. And let's watch it run. So you notice here it's starting at year 2022, January, and running until, and today is the 9th. So here you have the result. Now let's look at the digits. So you started with 1,000 and you made almost 2. Pretty incredible. You can see here, this is telling you how many symbols you've used. And how do we know that? Because those are the 7 symbols that we've included. This number here, this is your total drawdown. $140, $150 against your $1,000 deposit. Pretty low drawdown. It tells you here, Euronus is only using capital pretty much for 2 hours a day. So if you're a day trader, you have a system that's running the daytime, you can use all your margin, all your capital throughout the day. And this tells you pretty much its profit by day. So it looks pretty evenly spread out from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, not so much on Friday. And average holding time is 1 hour, 36 minutes. So we're in, we're out. There's no gridding, there's no martingale, and that's how you find the best settings for your broker. Now, just as a little side note, we've got optimized settings for FX Open, XM, Fusion, and IC markets. And you could run those exactly the same way on your broker. So how do you get it? Pretty simple. You come here to Euronus.com. You can read on our website. You can look on our performance page. This is what we've done since 2009. 2017, we had a stop out. We redeveloped it for MetaTrader 5, and we've since been making money. So 2021 finished with an average across all of our brokers at 118%. And this is our current performance. So at XM, we're currently sitting at a positive 632%. FX Open Fusion. How do you know that's real? Come to our trust page and we send our data to my FX book, FX Merge, FX Blue, and Follow Me. So all of these guys will show you a live verified account. So let's click on my FX book, for example. And our current performance is now at 658%, and that's from August 31 of last year. And you can see that it's a verified account. It's a real XM. It says 200 to 1 leverage. I don't know why it says that because the leverage is definitely higher and it's MetaTrader 5. So you can go and verify us on any one of these things. So FX Merge, you click FX Merge, and you can see here the URL. And it's also telling us the same thing, 658%, live verified account, FX Blue. There's the URL. Again, 658%. So these are all current and updated. And Follow Me, we just verified there because it's another way to verify to show you guys that it's real. There's your gain, but this is a signal copy service, which we don't really recommend, doesn't work so good, but just to show you that it's a real account verified 4 different ways. That's Euronus. You can get it in pricing. Pricing is pretty simple. It's basically if you have a $1,000 account, well, if you have a $1,000 account, it'll cost you $50 a month. So why do we price it like that? Well, if you look here, you're seeing a monthly average gain of 27%. So if you have a $1,000 account, it costs you $50, but the theory is that you should make 27, you should be at least making 27%. So if you have 27% of 1,000, that's $270. So you should net $200 on average per month and stay with it because you never know where you get in, but if you got in here, you're loving life. If you got in here, not so good, but typically, it recovers. It recovers pretty well. So that's it, everyone. If you would like more information, we didn't answer a question, just hit the contact us and we'll get right back to you. Okay, that's it.